Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Hey, what's up, Wednesday people? West Coast Wednesday.
West Coast Wednesdays.
Why not?
What's up with the West Coast?
I love the West Coast. It's 79 degrees today. So it's definitely
today.
So it's definitely like a West Coast Wednesday.
It was nice.
And so sorry for the delay, but you are now officially tuning in to Girl Chat Sports.
We had some first world problems.
Yeah, first world problems.
Wi-Fi.
That's small problems, but I'm glad that, we got them resolved.
But thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Episode 157. It is just the two ladies.
Yes. And we're hoping that
about
people call in too because we have questions.
Well, because we got topics today.
Yeah, we do.
Because the last couple tell your girl Mo has her donning her Raiders gear because tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football.
Raiders and the LAC, the Bolts.
And I got some questions about the Charger fans out there. So I need Heather or whoever else that's a Charger
Heather Reddy
fan,
was chiming in.
because I'm curious about their fan base right now.
Right.
I don't
she's
get
still
it.
riding with the ship.
And that's fine. That's great.
It is.
The other thing is we got Monday Night Football, a big game coming up.
Woo!
Shout out to Quan. Shout out to Donnell. And the rest of those
Steven Senior, I think,
fans.
is a
Oh yeah, he
fan.
did see them on
Yeah,
the
he had
show
the show
yesterday.
Shout out to them. They had that.
Of course, they had to have an extra Weiner fan on the show.
But they're undefeated whiners.
They are.
I can't be mad at that.
Much props to them. They've done a great job.
Yeah,
even though as much as I've hated all season and been a bandwagon fan of whoever team they were playing.
So let's ask, is this a real team that they're finally playing against you guys?
I mean, they've had real teams. They've had some real teams.
Yeah.
Not a lot, just like we haven't had a lot either. Okay, so I give them that.
Right.
But I know we have Russell Wilson.
You do.
And we'll get to this. But, it sounds like Josh Gordon should be ready for Monday. As of right now, there's no tape on him playing in a Seattle offense, so they really don't have much to go off of on what. And who knows? Maybe he is a punt returner for a little while. Maybe he's, a third option beyond Lockett and DK, who both had great games.
Yeah, about time. Thank you, Fantasy. Even though I lost to you this past week. Kicking butt and taking names.
When I tell you, I'm
last now in the girls' fantasy.
Shout out to Nate Sanders if he's out there because I'm still winning the guys league and I beat him. Nate's now 0-8.
I'm 2 and what is it now? What 2 and 9, 2 and 10 or something?
In the girls' league?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm actually I started out 0-4 and I'm now 5-4.
I know you're doing really good. You're doing really good. But my other Yahoo, I'm killing it. I'm ranked third in my Yahoo fantasy on that. And then I'm ranked 5th on my NFL fantasy. Both of my teams. I've been kicking these guys. But I feel like the guys haven't shown up, guys or girls. Like, they're not even trading their players. Like, I see how the points open up for the, how you see what you're projected to do with your verses. They don't change out any of their players or nothing. Maybe they just said, forget it. I ain't doing it no more.
I don't know.
And shout out to Joy because she did a transaction with me taking Amari Cooper, my last of my wide receivers.
I need to talk to Joy too because I don't know. I don't know. Joy's never done any trades before, so I'm like, where did Joy start?
And I took Bus.
When did Joy start doing trades?
Yeah, she's trying to climb up, and I just took Bus players from her, and I was just like, whatever, I'm over it.
Listen,
I got 4 teams to manage here.
If Mr. Banks is still controlling the fantasy football league of Joy, I'm going to have a couple words with you, Mr. Banks.
Oh, really? She may have a ghostwriter on her?
She may have a little assist. I know at one point we were talking about, everybody has like people that you call up and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? I'm just saying I've never seen Joy make a trade before. And that reminds me, I saw her yesterday. I should have asked yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was like, trade? Huh? She's never done a trade in the league.
I didn't even know she was coming up like that. Now, if she has outside help, that's a problem. I'm going to call that cheating. right now.
I mean, it just seemed a little, I was like, when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I rarely do trades, and I think that's one of my downfalls because I know in my other league, in the NFL league I'm in, it's like a big Seahawks league.
Yeah.
And they always propose trades, but it's always like, here, I want your one person. I'm going to give you 5 or 4 players. And I'm like, but I can't keep all 4. I'd have to then dish off some of mine.
Yeah.
And then you're basically getting other players for free. And I'm like, I just don't really.
Well, she gave up 3 for my 1, I guess, or 2.
Right,
and then
but what did you do with the rest of your players? You had to get rid of some.
I had to get rid
room.
of a few, to make room. And there's nobody left on the roster. And just to be clear, I am tanking in the women's league because the players that I believed in failed me. I had Josh Gordon on one. I had Josh Gordon on the team. I had Antonio Brown. I had everybody that I believed in that was going to do something for me. I had freaking... I even had, well, my biggest mistake is I only picked one quarterback. So I'm rolling with Jameis Winston through this whole transaction of that. That was my other mistake. I have no backup quarterbacks to ever try to substitute him in on this particular league. My others, I've got plenty, but that was just a it was a bad draft for me.
Was it?
Yeah. But anyway, you guys know the number. It's on the screen, but in case you don't know the number, it's 702-608-3259.
And before we get into any calls or more topics, I just want to say a big shout out because for many of you to know, Monday is Veterans Day. So although it is a holiday for us to have off or for people to be out of school, it's also a big national holiday for us to pay respects to those that have served for our country and for our freedom.
Shout out to my dad.
Yeah, shout out to anyone that's been in service. It's also
cousins.
And in remembrance of my father as well.
Yep.
These are his 2 favorite holidays, were Veterans Day and the Marine Corps birthday, which is Sunday.
Oh, nice.
So November 10th. So shout out to all the Marines out there, Semper Fi, because once a Marine, always a Marine. And so we got Marine's birthday on Sunday and Veterans Day on Monday.
Okay.
So do something nice for a vet if you can.
Take them to lunch.
I guess I'll let Joy have that trade since she's a vet.
Yeah. Oh, she is a veteran. Shout out to Joy too. That's right. And our women in the armed forces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to and her daughter Kayla, who's also in the Navy.
Shout out then. My cousins out there, the Swaggertys, the Williams. Shout out to them. Got a few of them in my Detroit fam that are military. So shout out to you guys.
Very much so. Very much so. Okay. So we can get into a little bit of sports. Well, why don't you talk about what we were only posting a lot this weekend.
We were on a little hiatus, if you will. It wasn't even a hiatus. It was like Day in Vegas. If anybody is familiar with what happened this past weekend, Day in Vegas was the 3-day hip-hop festival starting on Friday night, ending on Sunday. Every night they had a major headliner. The first night, the major headliner was J. Cole. Second night was Future. Third night, to end it all, was Kendrick Lamar. And a host of others. So if you're into... I don't even want to get into this debate of hip-hop, pop music, rap, whatever, R&B. It's all of that meshed into one now. It's a mishmash.
It was good.
But it was really good because if you heard the song, shout out to our boy all the way on the 17th floor of the Towers facing the festival where we didn't have to buy a ticket, but just have chairs and sit out on a patio and see everything, including that enormous crowd. C-Money, you know who you are. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for your hospitality. Thanks for letting us come through and crash your pad. And we were able to get seats to a show that everyone else was standing in.
And when I don't know if anyone saw my post, but the crowd, and maybe because I've been to a couple festivals, but because, like I was talking to you earlier, when we see festivals, it's like, like Life is Beautiful. It's over a bunch of blocks. You have to walk through areas to get to stages, whereas this is all one area. So there's not really, you have to walk around anywhere. And it was just this huge pit of people.
With individual moshing going on. And there was
mosh pits and hip hop. I never...
Oh, yeah. They go crazy. These kids.
It was insane.
These kids go nuts.
And then there was 3... I don't even know if at 20-something I could have done it. Maybe...
But 20-something, you definitely could have done it.
I don't think in my 30s... I'm thinking I don't think I can stand that long because people were standing in front of the main stages for like hours, like not moving, just standing and then jumping up. And
that was the cool thing when you see the crowd jumping in unison. It's like a big wave of people.
And the hands and they're all the same motion
and the lights on the phone. It was pretty dope. I liked that. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a really good look. But shout out to that. blessed that we got a friend that lives very nearby that can just see everything. That was cool.
Good.
That was dope. And we didn't have to pay no money. Didn't have to pay nothing and had the best seat in the house.
It was good.
It was good. It was really good.
I don't know.
And Donnell, yes, thanks for chiming in. Let the ball bounce. Saying we'll have to go to Austin City Limits. And honestly, that was my plan initially for my birthday weekend was to go to Austin City Limits because I'm a huge Guns N' Roses fan. Don't judge. But I love them. And they were headlining along with Lizzo. Fisher was there. Like they had a whole bunch of different genres of music that I appreciate. So that was my original plan of attack was to go to Austin City Limits Fest. And that's one of those dope festivals that is on my bucket list next to Tomorrowland.
And I have some friends that live in Austin that are from Seattle.
See, I need to meet them so I have a place to stay.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really was looking forward to that. Yeah, Tomorrowland Fest is on my list. ACL, South by Southwest. There's a few festivals. Governor's Ball in New York. I'm a festival person, so I like to look up things where I can see. Because it's the best bang for your buck. You see all these artists and you can bounce around and jump. So it's really cool. And I've been to every Life is Beautiful thus so far. I've just narrowed it down now to one day of that festival.
Have you really?
Mm-hmm. I can only do one day, though. 3 days will take me out. One day takes me out now. It's a long day, and you're all that walking, and, man, it can be taxing.
That's a lot.
Yeah, Outkast is dope. I saw them in Life is Beautiful, too, Donnell, along with Kanye West and Roots and all that good stuff a few years back. So I try to see the new artists.
Yes.
But anyway, as we move on, let's get into some sports. Let's talk about it. There was a fight over the weekend.
There was a bunch of fights.
There was a bunch of fights. MMA fights.
Whether boxing or MMA.
Yeah. So shout out to also our previous guest that we just had on, the neighborhood champ and Ronaldo and Saul.
Alex.
Alex, who's a neighborhood champ, and Saul. They went on to the Olympic qualifying matches this past weekend. And I think they're still out there. I think they're heading back. I know Alex had a draw or a split decision in one of his fights out there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I know that it was towards the end that he had lost.
Yeah, he had lost.
It sounded like he still did good.
He still did good, yeah. So big ups to them. But the main event went down at MGM. Shout out to Sportsnista, Vegas Sports Daily, everybody that was checked into that. Canelo Alvarez and Kovalev fight, where I had said Canelo possibly could lose this fight, and I was wrong.
Really?
Yeah. He won.
And it was 11 rounds.
11th round knockdown, too, right?
It was a knockdown, yeah. Knockout. I watched MMA first. What I thought was crazy is that the boxing fight was in Madison Square Garden. Wait.
No, it was here. It was in
But the MMA was in New York.
New York at Madison Square Garden.
But they basically said they wouldn't start the Canelo main fight until the UFC finished.
Right.
Do you know what time that was?
I know.
Isn't that crazy? Was late. I'm like, I appreciate that because I was able to watch all. I love Outkast. Brings me back.
Shout out to the Outkast.
Anyways, and it made me, I was like, I don't know how people, having been on the East Coast recently and watched sports, I don't know how you can do anything that late at night and watch sports. But anyway, so
they
Canelo.
do all the time.
I know, and it's
NBA
crazy.
games,
How do you all
games.
do it out there?
It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I appreciate the morning games that end up being at 1 o'clock, but when it comes to having to watch a midnight game because it's gone into an extra inning or an extra overtime. Anyway, so went 11 rounds. Canelo did pretty well. I enjoyed the fight. I didn't watch any of the undercard stuff because I was watching MMA, which Diaz got. Basically, it was like a medical knockout, right? Because the doctor cut it off.
Yeah,
and he did have some pretty bad gashes on his side that required there was 2, one here and one here. There would have been at least 20 stitches in each, maybe. It was pretty interesting. But, he didn't do very well. I mean, the other guy, how do you say his name? I don't know.
Masvidal.
Yeah, him.
Masvidal.
Yeah, but he landed 50% more punches, more strikes. Yeah. So, I mean, it was clear he was winning. It was clear that Diaz was not doing very well. And so, they called it, but he wasn't happy with it being called. Fans weren't happy with it being called.
Yeah, because it was early. It was in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of UFC or a lot of MMA fights coming up. Some that are, I didn't realize there's some that are just called like UFC Washington, UFC. There was another city, San Paulo, I think. But the one in Washington I'm really excited about, which is December 7th. They actually have 2 women fights on the main card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Marina Rodriguez, right?
Marina Rodriguez, Cynthia Cavillo, Aspen Ladd. And then Amanda Nunes does the UFC 245.
Yes, I can't wait for that one. That one's going to be good. She's like a pit bull. Yeah. She's boxer, pit bull, Rottweiler, all in one. She's a fighter, man. She is a fighter. Yep. So, if you guys did not pay attention to last night's basketball game, and it's okay if you weren't because you might have been watching Let the Ball Bounce, which is our brother affiliate there with Gorilla Cross. My boy LeBron, 30, 10, 11. I'll say this one more time. 30, 10, 11. Now, where does that place the Lakers as far as wins now?
They are 6-1. They are first in the Western Conference.
We are number 1 in the league. We are ranked number 1 right now.
Listen.
And
but let's talk about how the Lakers came back from 16 points behind the Bulls.
19 points.
Sorry, behind the Bulls when LeBron wasn't even playing.
Because he stepped back in.
But yet they were down by 19 when he was playing.
And he still managed to pick up that ball and do things.
I'm not a LeBron hater. A Laker hater, yes. I'm not saying he's washed up. He's still very dynamic.
He had a triple-double. That's why I said 30, 10,
and Russell
11.
Westbrook had a bunch of those too. But what did that do?
Didn't put him in first place, that's for sure. Didn't put him in first place for the Western Conference. Didn't put him first place into the league. Laker Nation, stand up. Because we had a lot of doubters.
No one's doubting you, but
early.
We're how many games in? Like,
they're doubting because this whole Clipper phenomena, where we got a player on that team that has now done a back-to-back sit-down because apparently he's still considered injured and can't play through.
Let's talk about this.
And he's been doing this since 2017 with San Antonio Spurs.
But see, I feel like it was different back. Like clearly don't get it now.
Pop had with him. That's why he left. That's why they got to get rid of him. He was doing the same thing there.
But they weren't making excuses to make it okay there.
Well, NBA
now the Clippers have officially given medical documents as to why Kawhi cannot play 2 games in a row.
Okay.
My
but he's
thing
the best out there, right?
Why would you not want to play today versus the Bucks on national TV and instead play against Portland? I don't know. I'm mad. Because if I had paid, a couple $100 for a good seat to watch one of these guys play and they just don't play that day, it's one thing if you're injured. It's one thing if you can't play, if you're getting healthy. But if the fact of the matter is that you can still play, just not every day, then why are you playing? Don't play until you're healthy to play every game.
I've never seen this guy have so many PTO hours early in the season. I've never seen this before in my life at any job or anything. Like, who takes PTO like this? Like, your PTO bank must be ridiculous.
He took a whole year off in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that was the issues. I mean, this has been since 2017. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But yet he's the best.
He's getting paid.
But getting back, I mean...
No, I'm not cool with it at all.
No, I'm not
I
either.
think it's ridiculous.
And I think it is too.
How do you get paid in the NBA? Because people buy tickets to games, and because these TV deals have got these players rich.
Off
and this is the
second.
And this is the second national televised game that he's missing. It's ridiculous.
Back to back. It is ridiculous.
I think it's wild. I can't.
It's redonkulous.
Redonkulous. So yeah.
I can't comment anymore on that because the thing of it is to me, I think what's going on with Kawhi has nothing to do with physical injury, but more mental injury than anything. And I really don't want to speculate, but this guy's been wearing these cornrows since I can remember. So anybody doing that and still driving the old same top, I mean, something's wrong. I don't know. But he's the best. They're going to win a championship this year. Clipper Nation, stand up. This is what you guys wanted. No Paul George, a sometimey Kawhi Leonard, a scrappy Patrick Beverly, a consistent Lou Williams.
I love Pat Bev.
A coach and Doc Rivers. We got a call coming through. Calla, holla. Girl Chat Sports.
What up, ladies? It's Jose.
Hey, Jose Volante.
Jose V.
Sports Biz
Vegas
Daily.
Sports
Vegas
Daily.
Sports Daily. Yeah.
So, Jose, I needed you to call in today because I woke up this morning and I got on the news. Like my routine is get up, turn the news on, and I hear UNLV men's basketball has won their first game. And I'm like, wait, what? Are UNLV won a game? And then I saw today you had a nice article for Vegas Sports Daily. Everybody, please go check out vegasportsdaily.com. You can also find our podcast on their website. But Jose, you were there. We need to hear from you exactly what is it? Was it just the team, our opponent? I mean, because who was it? It was.
First of all, can you give the count of how many people were there? Because looking at the highlights, there was nobody there. So let's start with that. Walk me through that.
Thank you for the big shout out. I appreciate that. But going back to the UNLV game last night, I mean, as I wrote in the article, the attendance didn't do the justice, to be honest with you. I mean, there wasn't that many people in attendance. You would have thought there would have been a lot more for TJ Altenberger's first game as UNLV head coach. But I get it. They were playing Purdue-Fort Wayne, a team that not too many people know anything about.
Right.
But it is a team that has beat TJ Altenberger 3 times in the past in the division that he has coached before with North Dakota State.
Oh.
Now, before that, I mean, the crowd was pretty high. The one thing I will say, offensively, they did look like a UNLV team that we have not seen in a while. They basically put the running back and running Rebels last night. They were running up and down the court. A lot of threes, a lot of good shots. But not only that, they were inside the paint doing things they weren't doing last year. They went 23 of 28 from the free throw line. So they're proving that not only can they shoot the ball, but they can also play inside. Now, the one thing that they got to get a little stronger is defensively. The first half, they looked good, but towards the second half, they gave up a couple spurts there where they took too many open threes and too many shots. A lot of the threes were error balls by Purdue-Fort Wayne, unfortunately. But overall, I mean, UNLV got the W, 86-71. On Saturday coming up, though, I don't know if they're going to be that fortunate. They are playing the Kansas State team coming from the Big 12, so we'll see how that works out. But I hope that the fans can come out and support a little more. And, I mean, they got a different team on the court. Go check them out. I like Jonah Antonio, the Australian kid. He went 5 of 9 from the three-point line, 17 points. And one of our players that decided to come back, Mbake Jong, has 17 points, 17 rebounds, and 11 of those coming down the defensive end. So that's pretty huge there as well.
Oh, okay.
So do you think that coaching has helped? Do you think that there might have been some new recruits that's changed? Or do you feel like we're just kind of still a little too early and we'll see how the next game goes, especially against Kansas? What are your thoughts so far on the team as opposed to last year?
So I'll be honest with you. It's way too soon to tell. I mean, you can tell that they do have a different gel in the team, the way that they're connecting, the way they're talking, the way the coaching staff is overall with the team, but it's still too soon to tell. I mean, I would give this team at least games in, and then from there you can actually see how they're playing, but still too soon. I mean, the only thing that I can say is I like the way the coaching style is, as where Marvin Menzies looks like he was trying to just create a show, as where TJ Altenberger looks like he's actually coaching the team, but we'll see what happens here on Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Thomas & Mack.
Are you going to that game too, Jose?
I actually will not be in attendance because I have to take care of my day job on that day.
Okay.
But I will be at the next game after that. But 1 p.m. start, Thomas & Mack, Saturday. If you guys got nothing else to do, go ahead and check it out. Kansas State is also 1-0. So let's see who's always got to go on Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jose. Make sure to check out Jose on Instagram and Twitter at Jose. What is it? Jose underscore
Volante.
Thank you, Jose. Appreciate you. Have a good week.
And in the meantime, Reno lost their game last night against Utah.
Oh, yeah.
By 5 points. And then they play Loyola Marymount.
Oh, yeah. College basketball is back.
It's back. It is back. They play Saturday against Loyola Marymount. Now, that's going to be a good game to see. And that's a home game for them as well. So they're starting to 0-1 in their season. But we'll see what they do. I mean, they don't have the Martin twins anymore. So it's kind of like,
oh, yeah. Where did they go?
What's going on?
They didn't
get drafted. Nothing. Yeah. They were playing
They
G League.
both play for the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, they do play the Charlotte Hornets?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
both
right. They did get picked up. Yes.
Really?
One of them, Cody first, and then the other one. One of them, I can't tell the difference, but one of them, yeah, I remember that.
We working at Costco in like 2 years.
No, that's messed up. Give them Hornets some credit. Now I know 2 players on the Charlotte Hornets team because I couldn't name one at one point.
I just, at least they're winning because UNLV football isn't. So,
man, what is going to happen with that?
They need to do something. But they're 0-5 in the conference.
I mean, is Tony Sanchez out of here?
I don't know. They need that. They need help. But it's home. Here's the deal. It's homecoming so not this weekend. It's the next week. So the 16th or 17th or something like that is their homecoming against Hawaii.
Yeah.
Who has homecoming in middle of November? It's like the end of the season. Homecoming is like an October thing.
Yeah. Shout out to the past homecoming game too of SU, Southern University Jaguars. Their homecoming. All my dancing dolls and all my human jukebox people there celebrating. I don't think we won that game though. Was
that last weekend?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Oh.
So shout out to them.
So
that Bayou Classic coming up in
and I have a hard time like really sinking into college basketball until college football is pretty much done. So it's usually like in December when I'll start kind of like, being
it's
a little
early,
more
like
into
we
it.
were saying, it's pretty early right now. But we do have to go to
one thing that I do appreciate last night during the championship classics when they play like all the top seeds together.
Yeah.
So Michigan State actually lost, Kansas lost too. So the 1 and 3 team both lost last night, which was interesting. And I think one of the first times it's happened in a while. But listening to Dick Vitale, like how hearing his voice it's like, there's certain songs that make you think of a time in your life, or like just hearing his voice just makes you think through all the good times you've watched basketball or seen a great game. It's always his voice.
Ever since you're growing up as a kid, that's what you heard.
It's always
I get it. So LSU knocked down Clemson, Alabama.
What's
going on? Ohio State number
Ohio
1.
State.
And I can't believe the Buckeyes are number 1 right now. Shout out to John Stalia, my guy.
Shout out to Joy.
Ohio State Buckeye. Chuck, Batman.
Oh yeah.
Ohio State alum. Shout out to you guys, number 1. I can't believe that.
And I think the nation can't believe it.
No, it's a shocker.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy.
It's not ridiculous. It's just unbelievable.
I mean, they're undefeated.
Yeah, it's just
and
incredible.
they haven't lost. But to go over, I don't know.
In what parallel universe are we in right now where the 49ers are undefeated and the Ohio State Buckeyes are number 1?
I would have assumed Ohio State being number 1.
And the Nationals, a wild card team coming out of nowhere, left field, wins a major league
is
championship.
Sports, Monisha.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's just wild. It's wild.
It is wild. It's wild.
But what is happening this Saturday is LSU versus Alabama.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
In Tuscaloosa.
Ooh.
College game day, you know where it's going to be.
That's going to be good.
Live. I might even set an alarm on Saturday just so I can get up and lay in bed and watch it. I love college game day.
That's going to be a great
It's fun to watch. And it's fun.
Game.
It was funner in, East Coast to watch because it started so late.
Right.
But out here it starts so early. So yeah, 2 and 3 go at it. This is gonna be a test.
That's gonna be good.
They're saying that Tua could play, may not, but they don't want to push it, but that they should be playing. So,
and we can't forget about our Vegas team, Golden Knights, too. Let me just quick shout out to them right now.
Yeah.
Because there
was a new patch today, just so you know.
Oh, at the Smiths?
Yeah, we already too late. It was Reeves.
Oh, shout out to Revo too, by the way, because his brewing, I think the pub opened already. And shout out to JC because he did an interview. He's been hanging out with Revo. I wrote a message to Revo. Revo, I need you to get back with me. Get back with us. Mm-hmm. Like, we want to talk to you. We want to talk about this venture you have, and we're going to talk about Golden Knights. And speaking of that, they play Toronto tomorrow.
And they won yesterday, which was good because they had 2 overtime losses here at home.
Right.
But now they're on a 4-game road trip, but they'll be back on like the 13th or 12th.
So tomorrow's Toronto.
Yeah.
4 o'clock. Check it out. They got Toronto favored in that one.
And happy birthday to Derek Hamby.
Yes. Speaking of aces.
Our other Vegas team.
Yes.
And shout out to both Kelsey Plum, who's playing for Team USA. I saw a couple posts of hers.
Okay.
There was also a post. If you guys follow Kelsey Plum, make sure you do on Instagram because she had a post of her on the beach. And when I tell you ab workout.
God, her abs, her body looks amazing. It makes me not even need to have this soda. Like, I need to just step away.
No boiling crab for me later. No butter. Nothing. No abs.
None of that.
Washboard.
Yeah. She looks amazing.
So shout out to Kelsey.
She looks amazing.
Shout out to the Aces.
And shout out, happy belated birthday too to Ty Young because she was the week before when we didn't get a chance to shout her out.
Right. Yes.
So Ty Young, our sneaker diva.
She, WNBA had a fashion, first with the first team and second team, and I think both her and Liz Cambage were both in the first team for style.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if she got the Air Maxes, the Ones with the holy water in them. The ones I've been eyeing.
Does she need them?
The ones that are like,
I don't know.
I don't
Okay.
You ready to get in football?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna start with you because you're tomorrow.
Well,
or you can go about your last. So you guys won.
We won.
Yeah.
We can talk about week 9.
Yeah.
We both of our teams won. Everybody was winners in this room tonight.
Yay for all of
Quan's
us.
consistently been a winner.
Gonna chime in real quick with the who's 8-0 though.
Yeah,
Who's the only undefeated team out there?
Yeah.
Who is undefeated?
I don't know.
You tell us. Tell us who's undefeated.
The Lakers are combined. Lakers and Niners are combined 14-1 so far this season.
That didn't tell me anything. Who's undefeated this season?
49.
Okay, thanks.
But you know what, Quan? I'm not going to ever diss you on your 49ers because you always give us props as far as the Raiders. When we win, we win. You always are very positive about our team.
I mean, I hate
they're
the
my
Niners.
second favorite team.
I hate your second
They're
favorite
moving
team.
to Vegas.
Okay.
I'm Vegas born and raised.
Okay, cool.
Got a rep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so my Raiders against the Detroit Lions, where people thought the Lions were favored to win this match, which I totally understand because our defensive line and our secondary has been terrible because we've had a lot of fallen soldiers, and we recently just got another fallen soldier too on our defensive line.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen with that. But the line that we had, we took scraps and turned it into diamonds, and they showed up. They showed up. Derek Carr, 289 yards passing. Derek Carr, no interceptions. Derek Carr, pass rusher of the...
Wait,
Man,
hang on.
listen.
Somebody in the chat for Let the Ball Bounce show yesterday had put who should be MVP? Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. In Carr we trust, man. And you know, I was really like, at first, like, I wasn't
That
gonna,
made me
you
laugh.
know what I mean? I wasn't really gonna be like, Carr ain't coming to Vegas, man. Carr's just tripping. Gruden's gonna have a problem. What's going on? Let me tell you something. My man, Derek Carr, is showing up and showing out. We got a call.
Uh-oh.
All right. Calla. Holla. Girl Chat Sports.
Hey, testing. It might be the horn on the line.
It is the horn on the line. What's up? Shout out to the horn, man. The meme king of Las Vegas.
The meme king of Las
Can we
Vegas.
talk Raiders real quick? Like your take on last night's game. We got a game tomorrow against these Bolts. What did you think was the huge factor in our win against Detroit Lions? I'm saying our defensive line stepped up. Derek Carr with the 289 yards passing. What do you think? What's in your head about it?
It starts at the quarterback. You know that the pass to Jalen Richard is one of the better throws you will ever see. You know, so the offense. I mean, the defense is obviously not getting stops. But in the fourth quarter, got a couple stops in the last play. Everybody questioned the timeout, but they stepped up and got the stop on the 1 yard line. With 3 seconds.
Well, let's talk about Josh Jacobs because this
Josh
young
Jacobs
man
about to be Rookie of the Year.
Well,
No
for
question.
Sure.
No
Two
question.
touchdowns already, and then he already broke the rookie record for the Raiders. Who was
for Marcus Allen? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is major.
Yeah,
and the Raiders love that. They eat that up.
Yeah, we
Raiders
eat that
fans
up.
Eat that up. He had 120. yards.
Go ahead.
Yeah, also you got to get up to the offensive line. We had Rodney Hudson out at center, like the rookie Andre James stepped up. He had a couple of bad snaps, but and Trent Brown was out for a lot of the game too. So Shark came in and Shirt up the end, and Colton Miller has been fantastic all year. So,
and even Hunter Renfrow, like I'm impressed by him too. Hunter Renfrow's even showing up, putting things in. The big thing too.
When I saw, I was like, oh wait, he's still there.
He is still there
because he was quiet for a little while.
Yes, he was, and Hunter Renfrow's making noise. And my thing now is they're making it questionable about Trent Brown as well as Rodney Hudson if they're going to play tomorrow or not. They're still not 100% as far as their health wise, what that means for us. And again, our defense has to make stops against a Chargers team.
Yeah,
they just have to.
Yeah, you got to get stops because Phillip Rivers is leading the league in passing.
He sure is.
He knows it's like the back of his hand. So
right.
Our corners are going to have to step up. Our linebackers. Obviously our Vegas boy Brandon Marshall got cut earlier in the week.
What's up with the Brandon Marshall roller coaster, man?
It is a roller coaster. We sign him and then we cut him loose. I don't know. And a lot of speculation on that they were saying, is he healthy? Is he not healthy? Is he 100%? Is he not? Is he injury prone? I don't know what the take is on a Brandon Marshall.
It's got to be something now.
I feel bad though.
Yeah, we had a corner that's been injured all year. I think his name is Isaiah Johnson, and he finally got activated. So it's a numbers game. Rosters are real tight. So unfortunately, Brandon was a casualty of that. So
yeah, that's too bad. Now, Horn, also real quick before we let you go, you also went to the Rebels game last night. I just need a quick take.
Yeah.
We heard from Jose. He gave great analysis on the game. What was your take as far as the vibe, the energy, what the players are looking like, what the coach is looking like, and will you be attending future games?
Yeah, well, the vibe is, just put it this way, they're going to have to win Vegas' hearts back, because when you have the Golden Knights doing what they're doing, it took a lot from the program, so they're going to have to win. Now, you can look at the game, I saw, there was a lot of ball movement. There were great set plays. Jong in the post, had like 17 rebounds, 17 points. Antonio, he was on fire from the outside. So you can tell, what the coach is doing, in terms of, improving things. So you look at this year, you're not going to see those raw athletes. You're not going to have the wow factor from the fellas. This is kind of like a year that's going to set the standard. Next year, with the recruiting class, got a couple of locals, coming in. That is when you're going to really see the program take the lead.
All right.
Okay.
Well, cool. Well, thank you so
calling.
much for calling in, Horn. Appreciate you always. Raider Nation, stand up. Raiders.
All right, good work, girls.
Thank
and Raider
you.
Nation.
Raider Nation for life.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And we're done.
Thanks, Horn. Dissing my team like this. It's all about this black and silver right here.
Listen, I'm not a Raider hater. I'm fine with you guys.
And we are running on schedule for July 2020 for that stadium to be done.
That thing looks beautiful. Shout out to
looking
Ken
amazing.
Evans out there who's been touring around.
Right.
He actually went in the stadium and we saw some pictures on the inside.
Yes.
It looks nice.
Next level, honey. Next level for my silver and black as I hold.
I'm excited for games there. I'm excited for the Pac-12 versus an ACC or SEC, championship game. Well, not championship game, but a bowl game.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I'm just excited for the facility to be something. I think it'll be a good draw for our UNLV team, our football players, all of that, as well as the new facility for recruiting and stuff. They just got to do a better job of trying to entertain these young scouts that want to come to the city. You remember what Markell told us? Mm-hmm. You take them to GameWorks?
Lame.
Get it together.
Should have been a crazy. I mean,
yeah, get it together, or just get some work hired to come through the rooms or something. Yeah, let us plan a recruiting.
Hello, we can probably make that happen.
Yes. So anyway, you had a big win on Sunday with your Seahawks. Represent.
Another stressful Sunday. Mm-hmm. Another Seahawks stress. That's my new term. I'm going to hashtag SSS.
Against Tampa Bay, right?
Well, here's the deal. The Bucs are supposedly to have the number one defense, run defense.
Right.
And they didn't because Chris Carson ran over 100 yards on them. However, we basically both played a lack of defense together because they ran. I mean, it was the game had 5 different ties. Okay. So we had tied 5 different times throughout the game. Russell, again, was outstanding, making passes that you never knew were even there until you see it happening.
It's Russell Wilson, though.
And not to again, shout out to Jacob Hollister. And if you don't know who that is,
we gotta look him
up. If you're a Seahawk fan, you for sure know after this Sunday because Jacob Hollister was like a backup tight end for the Patriots. We picked him up this year. He's been behind because we've had, Luke Wilson, we had Dixon, we had the other guy we just traded, Nick Vanette, who we traded out. And so Hollister comes in, gets his very first touchdown ever in an NFL game. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's number 1. Okay. And then he gets the winning touchdown in overtime.
Yeah, the fact that you guys were tied up. And then I looked again and you guys were going into overtime. I'm like, this game
because I hit you and I was like, we're both tied right now. What's going on? I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah. And it was just, Jameis actually had a good game. I mean, he didn't play terrible.
No, he got me good points.
Yeah,
on my
Russell
fantasy.
had 5 touchdowns, one of his best games out there. Of course, Tyler Lockett had 2 touchdowns.
Right.
DK had 1.
Yeah, DK Metcalf, give me points, bro.
But here's the problem that I'm having because Seattle cannot seem to have a good kicker. We don't.
Yeah, what is up with that?
Last year we had Janikowski. This year, Myers has had a rocky season so far. 1 miss.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. Here's the deal. We all know the saying, well, it's you have one job. You have one job.
Right.
Just kick the ball and make it. And I get, sometimes at your one job, you may screw up. But he missed 3.
Yeah.
And not just any 3. Like, he had an extra point. He had a field goal. And then he missed the game-winning go-ahead field goal with, 0 seconds. How do you not at least make that one? We need to win. And, thank God we've got Russell Wilson, who we go into overtime. We win the coin toss, which was major to win the coin toss. Because nowadays with overtime, first person to score a touchdown, done.
Yeah. In Russ, you trust.
In Russ, we trust. And we're going to trust a lot of Russ come this Monday in Palo Alto, down at Levi
Stadium. It goes down.
So
who you got, Quan? Who you got on that game? Seahawks, right?
Niners.
Oh, okay.
So here's the deal. The Niners are bringing back a lot of their players that have been injured are coming back. So they've got good for Quan, sure. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So they've got like a quartet of people that are coming back from injuries. However, they did lose their big linebacker, Quan Alexander. So he's not playing. That's good for us.
Yeah. Is Matt Frida going to give me points? Matt Frito-Lay? I need him to
our
give me points.
D-line is decent.
Okay.
If it was like a wide receiver, I don't know.
And I need George Kittle's sweeter than a pack of Skittles. Give me points, too.
Yo, George Kittle's is a problem.
He is a problem.
He's
on my fantasy. He's on my other Yahoo. He's on my other Yahoo fantasy. I'm in love with him.
I can't handle him. So there is a couple, the Niners struggled with the Cardinals and they only won by 3.
Yeah.
We beat the Cardinals by like 17 points.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can, play that game of this or that, but hopefully that's a sign in my favor. Also for Seattle, Quan Diggs, who was the cornerback that we had secured in trade from Detroit, he should hopefully be okay to play Monday. Thank God it's a Monday Night Football game because we're getting that extra day or two to get these guys healthy. He had come over with an injury, the hamstring issue, and that's why he hasn't played yet. So hopefully he'll be playing, which will be good for our corner section and our defense. We also have Josh Gordon. He's practicing.
How are you guys feeling about that?
I'm great with it. It's another.
Out of all the teams, Seahawks?
Well, here's the deal. Maybe, how sometimes like when someone tells you don't do something and you just still do it. But now that it's like legal, maybe you just don't do it because it's legal.
And see, my made a bad of dropping him off my fantasy team, but I still had him on a couple of my other fantasy
you got to
teams.
keep him.
Yeah, you got to keep him. Like he was.
And I wouldn't necessarily play him maybe this game.
No.
But definitely keep him because here's the deal. He's going to be a great third option.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he's Russell's going to try and go with Tyler first.
Right.
And DK's there, David Moore. But to have Josh Gordon, another large target who can manhandle some of these defensive players alone. If nothing else, let him block a few times. I mean, whatever you got to do. I'm all for it. I don't care if I don't care if he's, punt returning, whatever the case may be, get him in there. He's an option that they don't have any film on. The Niners have no idea how he can be played for Seattle because there's been no game yet.
Can I tell you something? I'm just honestly happy that we actually have a good Monday Night Football game and not a trash one.
This one wasn't bad on Monday. Cowboys Giants, it was good until the Black Cats.
Can we talk about the Black Cat?
Well, let me finish with
Go
my guys.
Go ahead.
The other thing that needs to be said is that Pete Carroll is 27-5-1 in primetime games as Seattle's coach.
Okay. That says something.
Stats, so I'm just saying.
We'll see how he does against the Shanahan.
I'm nervous. This is one of those games, like, I prefer to watch games at home these days because I would go to the Seahawks bar, I'd go to a friend's house, and I
feel like you need to go to a Seahawks bar.
SSS.
I think you need to go to a Seahawks bar this Monday. You got to, man.
Well, no, I'm also off, so that helps.
Yeah, I think you should go. Be a try.
I'd have to be there for like 3 hours beforehand. I just I'm a Cancer. I enjoy the comforts of home sometimes. I want to watch a game. I want to cuss. I want to go,
Hey, you think they ain't going to be cussing up there?
No, but here's the deal. Sometimes, and it happens to me, shout out to my boy Eric out there as well, a Seahawks fan. We'll text each other and I'll be like, okay, if nothing happens good in this next quarter, I'm changing outfits. Because literally, I'll start with this. And if by the second quarter, if we're not doing nothing good, I'm swapping it out.
Gotcha.
So I like to have options. And at home, I've got options of clothes to change.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
I mean,
So you have your black dog, and then this past Monday Night Football game was a black cat.
Yeah.
Where did that cat come from, man? That was a healthy,
to
shiny
all
coat
the
looking
Giant
cat.
fans out there.
I feel so bad for them. Shout out to Eric. I feel so bad.
So good.
They were, and I texted
They were
him.
coming down the Cowboys'
They
throat.
were.
I was loving it.
That first half was just beautiful to me.
And then second quarter, Lil Whiskers comes popping out.
Sabrina's cat. Sabrina the Teenage. What's that cat's name? We used to talk and stuff. I can't remember if you ever watched the show.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, but it was that black cat, and he or she just trotted along the Giants' name, wouldn't get off the field, ho-humming, taking
But what was more funny was the announcers literally giving the play-by-play of the cat. Like, he's at the 5. He's at the 3. Yeah. He's paused. Oh, touchdown!
Did you hear the joke that he had more playing time than Antonio Brown?
Oh, for sure.
And more yards.
More yards, more playing time, more on-field time.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. It was
that doggone black cat. I can't stand it. Because then it scurried off into the tunnel.
Cowboys.
Yeah, and then it scurried into the tunnel.
And it was out.
And it was out.
And I told you, the reason why he's a fat black cat is because he lives in a stadium. Do you imagine all the peanuts, all the maybe hot dogs, all the pizzas, the wings that are just dropped down?
That is the most well taken care of cat I've ever seen.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's what happens.
You got Janet Jackson's Black Cat? They should have played that. Black Cat. I can think that song.
Donnell, whatever. Palo Alto, Santa Clara. It's all the same place.
And now we talk about my poor Giants. For what? Aren't you like Patriots Nation? Like, what are you doing? You're jinxing the team saying that yourself. Like, I know it's New York and all, but no. And speaking of New York, you need to be praying for them Knicks. They dead last.
Well, let's talk about Natalie's teams for a second, because another team had a big loss this weekend.
They sure did.
The Patriots got handed their first loss.
Yes,
by the Ravens. Shout out to Earl Thomas. He got a pick. He had a great game. And here's the deal: I love Earl, and I'll root for him every time that he's not playing us.
So Lamar Jackson is a problem then. Is that what we're saying?
Lamar is a problem.
He is a problem, right?
And I think there's
a lot of doubt back in the day.
He's got good. I think the coaching is working for him. I think the plays are working for him. He's just all around great. And I think what's so funny is that when every July, August, I kind of start looking into or start listening to a podcast for my fantasy footballs. I want to kind of hear what the word on the street is about players. And every single person was like, Lamar's going to be a problem this year.
He is.
And look at that.
And I have him on my NFL
and everybody that we just knew in general were like, yeah, Lamar ain't nothing. But everybody I heard from in the fantasy, I was like, Lamar's going to be a problem.
I'm doing good in both of my NFL fantasy teams because I have him as one of my quarterbacks. I trusted it. I trusted the process of Lamar Jackson. Yeah, despite the naysayers, I picked him up. I believe in this brother.
I'm all for it.
And anybody that can beat the Patriots as we go into the 9th week or going into the 10th week of football, it took Lamar Jackson to do that.
And not
he's
just
a national treasure.
The Patriots, but they beat him by 17 points.
17 points, something like that.
I mean, it wasn't just like you lost by a field goal. No.
Next subject matter. Natalie, no. We got to talk about this.
It was major.
It was, because you be posting your little Brady
Lamar
Jackson and all that.
Scored 2 rushing touchdowns.
He can run. He's a running quarterback too.
Oh, totally.
Oh, that is a total package.
And he's tall.
Brady don't run.
Brady can't move.
He can't. He trusts his line enough to protect him. Well, they didn't protect him as well as they should have.
Line like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No Rolexes this week, guys. Tom Brady ain't giving them out.
Well, he already gave him out. That's why.
Yeah, but he's not giving another one.
Must be nice.
Yeah, right.
Must be nice. So let's talk about the Cleveland Browns real quick before we end, because we got to get this out the way.
First of all, he messed up shaving his mustache.
Well, did you hear him? He talked about it.
Yeah, he did.
He was like, well, the handlebars
I tried to
gave me good luck, but I felt like I don't deserve that.
Whatever.
No, you don't, because you're not playing well.
Just shave the whole thing off. Maybe we'll do something different.
I was listening to The Herd, of course, this morning, because I do that all the time when I'm with my clients. We all listen to The Herd. And there was a stat that's like, not only is he terrible, with pressure, but without pressure, he still has the highest amount of interceptions or fumbles.
Poor Nick Chubb, man. Poor Nick Chubb and OBJ. Because Nick Chubb is a great running back when he can get the ball. And he got me a lot of points early on when we started the first earlier weeks of the season. And now it's just dissipated.
And I want to love the Browns. I told you ever since last year, this was like my second team, but it's just like, really, how much more? I mean, like you said, you had the Antonio Brown for your fantasy. I've had Odell Beckham in one of my leagues. I'm like, and even Jarvis, they're not getting any points.
Nothing.
Even
there's a disappointment.
Juju.
Yeah,
it sucks.
But they're not going to get rid of Tomlin. You know that, right?
Oh, I know.
It's not Tomlin's
But they need
fault.
an extra. They need
They just need
another
players.
receiver
Yeah, they
to
do.
be able to take that pressure off.
That's
to
why I
him.
thought Josh Gordon, if anything, was probably going to look at going to Pittsburgh. I didn't
But I
see
don't
it,
think
but
Tomlin would have been able to deal with that.
Well, it's good. Where
Pete
he
can
is.
do it.
Yeah.
Pete's like an old hippie dad. Like he's like, yeah, cool, okay, well, let's not
He's
do
the
that.
Popovich of the.
Hey, 68 years old, still
Yeah.
acting like he's 40.
Right.
So I'm with it. But let's talk about Jermaine Whitehead. So
Oh my God, this guy.
talk about Twitter finger.
this dude. Hashtag DISDUDE.
This man, first of all, couldn't take it. Here's the deal. If anyone wants to complain about how we do our show or that, oh, Melissa, your hair looked like crazy, or hey, Mo, why you got the Raiders hat on? We're not.
I'm not about to take
I'm
to Twitter
not
and
coming
go
at
in
you and
say
talk
on
about I want to
my
come
gang
shoot
sign,
you and
yeah.
Dropping F-bombs and B's.
and putting it on a gang or street fraternity that you really aren't a
First
part
of
of.
all, if you really gangbanging like that, if you would have said pull up, you're going to give him your address, not
gave
the
the
practice
facility
facility.
address.
That ain't no gang banging. You don't go give your employer's work address to come get you. Really?
Pull up to the job.
Man, pull up to your house and come
So
get this
you
action.
wanted him to pull up to the job where the security are, where you can't even get past the gate to
Hello?
park the car to
You
even walk up
pansy.
to the facility in the first place. That's the address. Plus, you're representing a team and you're representing a brand. And to give out your work address, that's like somebody saying.
And then he came. It wasn't like he was just talking mess with fans. He was coming at some of the media people too.
Oh, well, the journalists were getting the smoke too, and that was just a big no-no.
So clearly, Mr. Whitehead no longer has a job at the moment.
No, and then he's on the humble talking about I really made
it's
a
so
big mistake.
uncharacteristic of me. Well, no, because you was
No,
just
it's not.
gangbanging 2 minutes ago.
Right.
How are you uncharacteristically now?
On red. How dare you disrespect them? And part of that, they need to be coming after you.
I mean, how about you have that same energy on the field?
No, that's non-existent. That ain't happening.
I mean, is
And
that
he's like, I
not?
had a broken hand. My hand was broken. Your hand was broken. Wait a minute. But
How
you
was
able to
how was you
Twitter?
tweeting that
Yeah.
fast? Was it like voice to text? I don't know.
This dude.
I can't.
This dude. Hashtag DISDUDE. This dude. Come on,
Before
fam.
we get
Cut the
going,
chip.
we need to bring up a couple of segments that I like.
Yes.
Of course. Oh yeah, that was hashtag this dude
Yeah,
for sure.
that was.
But we've got our Couged It moment.
Yes, and
You
who
know,
is that? Who is the honoree for the Couged It moment? I need to know.
He's a former Cougar.
Oh, is it the guy we had the mustaches on for?
So
that we really
Gardner
tried to ride
Minshew
for?
had a real good run. Let's just
Yeah.
give it to him. He helped the Jags secure a couple wins. He had some good stats. He had the whole, County of Duval really feeling the stash and the 70s inspired.
And that just dissipated.
Well, they went to London. Shout out to Natasha Gransbury
Yeah.
out there in the Gransbury Chronicles and her travel site. Make sure you look her up because she was out in London
Oh,
for the
okay.
Texans. So it was
Yeah, she did.
Texans
That's
and the
right.
Jaguars. And it was funny because on Sunday, every home team won except for the London game. But every team in the U.S. that played Sunday
Yeah, including my Raiders.
won, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, except for Sunday Night Football. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
But she was out there. Texans won. Minshew had like the worst game
London doesn't do it for him.
ever.
It's not for him.
2 interceptions,
Yeah.
2 fumbles. He led the Jaguars to just 1 field goal.
Yeah, he can't-
in the
he can't.
26-3 loss.
Yeah, he's not allowed across the pond anymore.
He may just stay over there because they got that 70s thing going on over there or something.
I don't think it's for him. He ain't ready for
So
it.
Nick Foles is healthy.
Okay.
He's back, and it's perfect timing because he's taking his job back.
What about Cam?
Cam is on IR, and he may have played his last. I don't know. People keep saying this
Saying
is his last game in
but
the Panthers, and I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
it may possibly be. No
They
more
think-
scarves, no more hats.
here's the deal. If he goes to Chicago, I'm going to be a Bears fan. I think that'd be cool.
Really?
I mean, I've never, I like my Bulls, and I've never been against the Bears, and I like Khalil, of
Mm-hmm.
course. But Chicago definitely needs help.
So they need a 6'5" guy with
Maybe.
crazy taste in fashion.
Well, maybe
to come
we'll
out
be
there
able to
and do
see
something.
the Cam winter collection. out
Oh, I
in
would be.
Chicago.
You know what? I actually would be here for
All
it. Looking
those
for
like
it.
earmuffs
Yeah,
and everything else,
I'm
all the furs.
You know what?
and
I would look for that, especially the furs. You don a nice fur. I'm all about the fur.
the Cam #Cam winter collection.
Yes.
2020.
Kind of looking forward to that. Just don't just like Auntie coming in there.
So shout out to Gardner Minshew. This was perfect because he is a Cougar, and he definitely couged it this weekend. So because I think at some point before this game, it was kind of like, well, maybe Nick Foles, won't come. Maybe he won't win the starting job. Maybe it'll be a competition.
No, he's back.
He's back.
Yep,
and he's done. Before we leave, girl power.
Yes. So New York City Marathon. Now, I personally have ran a half marathon before.
So FYI, a marathon is 26.2
miles. 26.2, half is 13. I've done the 13, came in 2 hours and 28 minutes, which
is still...
Nah, that wasn't the time I wanted to come in, but I did it.
But you completed it. It's not bad.
That's all that matters is you finish. But
talk about this girl,
for the New York City Marathon, her name is Jocelyn Jekpekis-Posegi. But she's the upset favorite in the New York City Marathon. She is from Kenya because, the Kenyans are always kind of mostly winning these marathons. And their secret to their success is when they train, they run uphill. All their sprinting is all done uphill. Wow. It builds your calf muscle so when you run flat, you can go a lot faster because you're building up on I got to try that technique. I don't know. I think my calves would explode. But anyway, she won. She came in 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 38 seconds.
That's an hour for 26 miles.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can run 3 miles.
She is the youngest New York winner since 25-year-old Margaret Okayo in 2001. And then she also won the New York City half marathon that they did in March.
I'm still...
Yeah. I mean, it's...
like 64 minutes.
Yeah, that's beast.
26 miles.
Beast. Girl power. And I know shout out to the people I know that have run full marathons before, and it is a struggle, especially right out the gate. If you don't get good timing and you immediately have to go to the restroom or you start cramping up early, it turns into a very bad race. And that's what happened to me. Like, I started off very good first half of my race. It was when I was coming back because it was the rock and roll marathon. So it was when they did it industrial past the Sapphire. My legs started cramping up and I had to go to the restroom. So as soon as I had to go to the restroom. You just wanted
to go in Sapphire.
No, I didn't go in there. But let me tell you something. When it's cold in December like that, people come up because we ditch everything. I started with gloves, ended with no gloves, no scarf, no hat. I mean, I ran hot. But it was when I went to the restroom, came out of the restroom is when I just crapped out. And I was like, I got to make it. But I did.
She also is the very first woman to break the 65-minute mark.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something.
Like, I literally...
That's nothing.
I don't even know how many miles. Like, I could maybe do 3 or 4 miles in an hour.
I'm telling you, wrap me up in that foil that they give you at the end of the day.
I'm not running, period. I got knee braces now. So it's like,
I don't think I can do that thing
this
ever
40-plus thing is
it's tough.
not
it's
on the knees.
Yeah, my knees, I don't think I could do it. But I want to do it, but I just haven't trained. And the pasta carbing up and all that, it helped. And then my music helped. It saved my life.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you for everyone that was in the group. Hopefully, if it's never too late to share the podcast.
Yes, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also download that free Gorilla Cross Radio app. It is totally free. Please do so.
And make sure you can check us out also on Saturdays, Annoying Radio. Shout out to Annoying Radio for their second year anniversary
of Annoyed It. Congratulations, Pastor Jay.
And that's it for us. Hopefully, I'll be back on next week with a big old grin on my face.
Me too. And I'm going to be ear to ear tomorrow. Raider Nation, stand up. It's a Thursday game. Los Angeles Chargers. Let's do this.
Monday Night Football.
Let's do it. Peace out, you guys.
Go Hawks.